This is BNS Expose, a weekly commentary about topics and events happening in the world today. And now, the president of Beatrice Media, Do It Hoops.
The U.S. 2024 federal elections is slated to be the most contentious in modern history and is only going to get more interesting between now and Election Day. With all the political and media talk flying around on the issue of voting rights in the U.S. Republic, with one side claiming the other side is trying to suppress the minority vote, without actually supplying any actual evidence to such defamatory talk. While the right to vote in the U.S. is for U.S. citizens only, not legal residents or green card holders, but citizens only, any attempt to allow non-citizens to vote is a violation of the law, and those who actively participate in registering non-citizens to vote, which includes county recorder officials, NGOs, and activists, are performing a criminal activity and are actually themselves suppressing the legal U.S. citizens' ballots, which in essence is negating the vote of the legal U.S. citizen. If you want to go live in Mexico as an expat, for example, and you get all the residency qualifications to live there, and you want to vote, well, forget that. The full legal age in Mexico is 18 for both born and naturalized citizens, which a voter has an official national voting ID card issued by the National Electoral Institute, Instituto Nacional Electoral, and is recognized as the most secure ID document in all of Latin America. I find it most interesting how not one media outlet or politician in office or running for office in the U.S. Republic has not brought up the fact that in order to confirm you are eligible to vote, you need to provide actual proof that you are a citizen in the same identical manner as when a citizen has to apply for a U.S. Department of State application for a U.S. passport, Form DS-11. This form is very specific, and having a passport issued by the U.S. Department of State is as official as you can get for an ID. So, if a travel document is treated with such high regard and scrutiny, why is it that a voter ID card and the entire mismanaged registration and maintenance of the voting systems across the U.S. Republic is treated like that toy surprise you get in a box of cereal from back in the day? I might be wrong, but to this day, no one that is screaming racism or suppression of voter rights has ever once protested to the U.S. Department of State that the Form DS-11 to apply for a passport is racist or suppressing one's right to travel freely. Voting is a civic duty and should be guarded with the same security, dignity, integrity, and honor as a U.S. passport. If the federal states of Mexico does this, and it works there, why are we as a nation not doing the same? After all, we are the United States of America. Perhaps it is time we put aside the rhetoric on all sides and humble ourselves as a nation and recognize that our neighbors to the south actually have that right when it comes to enforcing a unified approach to stamping out voter fraud. Clearly, some states and counties in the U.S. Republic have abrogated their duty to uphold the law as part of being a civil servant to actually protecting the national voting systems. Perhaps it is time to have an independent, bipartisan authority like Mexico's Instituto Nacional Electoral to keep our states and counties honest.
This has been a BNS Expose from Beatrice Media. Visit us at bnsglobalnews.com and join us again next time for another BNS Expose.